Thank you so much for joining us and sharing all those details. We're going to leave it there and shift our focus to some international news coming in, where Germany's conservative leader Friedrich Merz is set to lead the nation after his party, Christian Democratic Union, bagged the biggest vote share in the country's general elections, defeating Olaf Scholz' center-left Social Democratic Party of Germany. The bloc, led by Friedrich Merz, which constitutes of his party Christian Democratic Union and also Christian Social Union, won 28.5% of the votes, followed by Germany's far-right Alternative for Germans, which has 20.7% of to its name. That's of course another development that we are tracking for you. Major developments taking place in Germany, but let's quickly go to the big wall over there and give you an understanding on who exactly Friedrich Merz is. Remember, he is now slated to become the next German Chancellor, but let's give you an understanding about him. He was born on 11th November 1990. Family with strong background in legal practices. So we're of course giving you an understanding on who this man is. Remember, in Germany at this point of time, he's the person who's been spoken about the most. He finished law school in 1985, worked as a judge as well as a corporate lawyer. So again, when we talk about his background, again, a family of lawyers, and he also was a part of that. He entered politics full-time in 1989 when he was elected to the European Parliament. So again, in 1989, he made that shift. He entered the political field, established himself as a leading financial policy expert in the Christian Democratic Union Party, CDU. So again, 1989 was that big jump that he saw. Elected as the chairman of CDU-CSU parliamentary group in 2000, a chief rival of the Angela. Okay, let's go to the next detail. Elected as a deputy parliamentary group leader in 2002, resigned in 2004, giving up years-long power struggle with Merkel. So that's of course the person that we were talking about at this point of time. Gradually withdrew from politics, focusing on legal career. Left parliament entirely in 2009. So again, a massive, development in his life in 2009. But let's take you through more details as the story developed. A corporate lawyer and multi-millionaire, served on the board of various companies, also a licensed private pilot who owns 2 airplanes. So again, we're seeing his multifaceted personality and of course his trajectory into politics. Announced a return to politics in 2018 after Merkel announced to step down, elected CDU leader in December 2021. So pivotal moment right over there in 2021, became designated candidate for Chancellor in September 2024, set to become Germany's next Chancellor as Olaf Scholz concedes defeat in 2025 elections. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the man that we are looking at this point of time, Friedrich Merz, who is going to become the next Chancellor. Developments that we are tracking for you closely from Germany. We've of course given you an understanding on who exactly Friedrich Merz is. Of course, this is the first time in many decades that Olaf Scholz has conceded defeat in, of course, the 2025 elections that have just taken place. 28.5% votes is the number that we are referring to at this point of time. Meanwhile, joining us at this point of time is Mr. Pathikrit Pain, geopolitical expert. So thank you so much for taking out time and speaking to us on NewsX. The, of course, result that we have in front of us as far as Germany is concerned, was that expected in your assessment?
It was on the expected lines, because there has been many policies which have been extremely counterproductive for Germany. Economy has become a major bone of contention. Germany had traditionally very strong economic ties with Russia. Now that is entirely into doldrums because of Germany's support for the conflict, in favor of Ukraine in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and being part of the countries with on Russia. Germany's energy, entire spectrum of energy was dependent on China, on Russia. because of the Nord Stream lines. So that is also into doldrums. Now there are huge challenges that the German society is facing because of relentless support that Olaf Scholz had for illegal immigration or legal immigration, you may also call it, which is happening from Middle East and other countries. That has resulted in societal divide. There has been large number of attacks on the ethnic Germans by these immigrants. So overall, if you look at it, whether it is the Ukraine war or the immigration policy or the fact that Germany spends very little on defense, each of these factors is playing a critical role in making a decision this time. So the conservatives were expected to do well. It's also very interesting to see that the far-right AFD party has got the second largest amount of vote, and invariably it is a fact that much like in United States, the conservatives are getting more prominent in the Western Hemisphere politics, primarily because of literally ridiculous, policies of the so-called socialist and leftist parties, which have put the whole of Western Europe into doldrums, into chaos, into conflict-like situation, and it is having an impact where people are voting for such parties who keep the interest of their own countries above the so-called typical agenda of inviting immigrants and supporting conflicts that are not helping countries like Germany as it is in many other Western European countries. Back to you.
Right, absolutely, sir. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing your perspectives. Meanwhile, joining us at this point of time is Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava, international affairs expert. Sir, again, I'm going to pose the same question to you. As far as Olaf Scholz is concerned, do you think conceding defeat was somewhere in his cards? Were you expecting this change to come about?
Yes, certainly. It is the time. I think if he has not conceded yet, he will concede very soon. And the election results are quite clear that conservatives have won in big way, and they are the party led by Friedrich Merz is winning the election, and far right alternative for Germany is also doing very well. So they will form coalition, though this forming coalition might take time. And this process may take a longer time than expected, but there is no doubt that a big change has come in Germany, and conservatives have won a landslide victory, and the Olaf Scholz has and his party SPD is defeated now, and they have got the third place, and their performance is the worst ever. Performance is quite clear. So there is no option for Olaf Scholz but to concede defeat, and it's quite clear that Friedrich Merz will be the next Chancellor of Germany after coalitions are formed and all the processes are done. But whether it is Germany's party led by Merz and the other party, which is a far-right party, AFD, they have won in a big way. And this clearly shows that even in Europe, the conservative parties which are more nationalistic, they are the parties which are more focused on their national causes, national issues, are performing better. Similarly, like United States of America, in our country too, in India, Prime Minister Modi won a third time. Donald Trump has come back in power again, and now in Germany we are seeing that conservative party and nationalistic parties are doing very well. So I think this shows the global trend in a way that nationalistic conservative parties are performing much better, and the left liberal approach has been defeated, and like what we were listening, the comments by Meloni, the Italian prime minister, that what kind of treatment, what kind of message people are giving to the various left liberal approaches in the world clearly shows that people are not happy. The fruits of globalization, what the left liberal parties they had promised to the people, obviously they have not fulfilled their promise. People are disappointed, and that is why the people of the world, very many parts of the
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast, sharing your perspectives with our viewers. We're going to leave it there and shift our focus to some more international news coming in, where US President Donald Trump has congratulated Friedrich Merz led Christian Democratic Union on their victory in Germany's national elections. He posted on his social media platform, Truth Social, much like the US, the people of Germany got tired of no common sense agenda, especially on energy and immigration that has prevailed for so many years. So again, developments that are taking place at this point of time. Aditya on the telecast with me. Aditya, again, the US President congratulating Friedrich Merz on his victory in the German elections. Take our viewers to the details.
Shows, the wave of rightism, that is happening in the Western world at this point of time, be it Europe or United States of America. And, in this regard, only, Donald Trump has congratulated Friedrich Merz of the Christian Democratic Union. Here, it is a very significant thing that, many back-to-back rightist governments are coming in Europe and America. You can see what Donald Trump said in his remarks is that, there was no common sense for quite so many years. Specifically, he mentioned the areas of, the domains of energy and immigration. Now, because, rightist leaders are known for, closing the borders to outside aliens, So this will be very significant to watch now how Germany, treats the illegal immigrant, illegal immigrants that may be in Germany. Will the Germany now also follow the United States of America's path as far as the illegal immigrants is concerned, or the other path? This needs to be seen because as we know, this Friedrich Merz, who has won the elections, will significantly, is expected to follow on the path of United States of America. Now it needs to be seen from here on how the entire politics in the Germany changes with the new incoming government in. Yes, Sabri.
All right, Aditya, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast, sharing all those details with us. On that note, we slip into a very short break. Thanks for watching.